An inner bond which cannot be broken could sometimes be ignored, but it remains with you throughout your life. When in doubt, use your gut. Another gift, something that has always been there and has consistently proven itself worthy in times of need, is one's gut. Because I feel as if gut is a rather unattractive word, I took the liberty and changed it to guide, which is, and I think you could agree, universally understandable and recognizable in some way, shape, or form. Some perceive their guide as God, a higher power, a little voice in their head, or even their own basic intelligence. They all provide survival instincts when one is in a state of confliction. I've never heard of anyone who has not had a gut feeling. There is without a doubt a guide in all of us. One simply cannot deny its existence. It presents itself diversely, and it is able to communicate to each and every one of us, no matter what language or ability. Our guide is one of the most powerful universal gifts we share. One can be solaced in the fact that this guide will always be present. When facing uncertainty, and especially when all else fails, it will always be there to assist you if you should need it. Always. Your guide is an incredibly useful asset. It is a fundamental connection to your inner spirit. This bond cannot be broken. It cannot be sent away. It is a permanent backup plan built into your natural system. Granted, sometimes it is exclusively disregarded, but then lessons are learned. So win-win. It is much like instinct. Invisible, but one knows it exists. One is distinctly aware of it. So when you feel you have nothing to rely on, you actually do. We all have a guide. Remember that. When in doubt, go back to the basics. Use your guide. You may even find it helpful to use it as an aid of some kind. Keep your guide up your sleeve. You never know when you might need it. And with the right intention, it may become your most trustworthy incentive. And that's just a little something. And yeah. I no longer think that gut is an unattractive word. It's earthy. I like that word. But yeah, I mean, don't ignore your gut when it's trying to tell you something. It's it's wise. It has some wisdom. You have wisdom inside of you, and that wisdom might pike up and try and tell you something. I think that that's when you should listen. This reminds me of one of John Vervaeke's videos. He has so many. I clipped something off the video. I hope so I can go and look at it just now as to what he said exactly. But if I could just riff off that something small, it is to learn how to listen to one's body. Listening to one's body. There is a type of wisdom you need to actually properly do that, I think. Or that there's a type of wisdom that can be tapped into, perhaps, when you can do that. And further than that, I don't exactly want to do like a monologue type of thing, because what is the point of that? But I just had like, and I said like, I just had a few connotations to that. So listening to the body, and then I thought, okay, I want to link it to body image, and then the relationship with the body, and how can we improve our relationships with our bodies, and in such a way that we can improve our body image, and then be able to gain some better knowledge about ourselves, and learn to be able to be more of who we are, integrate more with who we really are. And I can definitely think embodiment is a theme on top of that. So that's just a few little key words. I won't elaborate on it now, but it's something to think about. And also, a lot of people today, if not everyone, has struggled with their body image. So the perception that you have of yourself, but I think that's more to do with the exterior, although it is definitely linked to the interior. But yeah, I find that to be very interesting, and I think it's also linked to relationships that are also with the things that are outside of you, like so some people perhaps. Yeah, I think other people do play a big factor. Um, and so I just find it very interesting. I was speaking to a friend the other day, and we actually ended up having a 2-hour conversation about a couple of things. We reached a certain point, we said, okay, well, it's been 2 hours, we'll have to start this up again. But we went, I actually took notes, and we went into our childhoods, and we sort of compared, like, when was this for you, and when did you first feel that ever? Did you ever experience this? And we tried to work out, yes, I said like again. I never used to have that habit, only when I was in primary school. Anyway, so we were going back and forth, and just really great, because we were getting to know ourselves and each other at the same time. And then we had to cut the conversation short, but it was such a nice, full conversation, brimming, and we were definitely discovering certain things that made us sort of like, oh. And then, you sort of choose where to go a little bit deeper. And it's nice to do that with another person. And it's also, well, for me, it's also sometimes nice to do that as a sort of exercise just by myself. But it's very interesting. Just, yeah, if you're sitting with a friend or something like that, maybe around the theme of embodiment, body image, the perception of yourself, the relationship that you have with your body, if you do have one, and perhaps the importance of knowing yourself to the extent that you also know your body and can listen to it and can discern what your body is saying, and then things that you can do to develop and grow. And I mean, I'm one to say this, but I think that I am one to say this. I mean, I have so much sort of experience with many different frames of the way that I've sort of, there's just been a whole journey, like basically a whole, like if the frames just stacked, there's a whole like mirage of transformations and things like that, and changes, and it's difficult to some people may say it's loving yourself, learning to love yourself. That, yes, sure. I think that if you don't include love, you can't really embody. Um, that's what I'm going to end this off with, because otherwise I'm going to go on a tangent, and I don't have to do that on the screen, the camera thingy. I don't have to do that there. I can just do it in my own head. So I don't chomp your time. I don't want to do that. So, okay.